How to Be Happy Every Day, Even When Life is Hard. Written and published by Echoes of Empowerment. Introduction. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly happy? Not just smiling for a photo or laughing at a meme, but that deep down, peaceful kind of happiness. Sounds rare, right? Here's the thing. Life is messy, unpredictable, and let's be honest, sometimes downright hard. Between work deadlines, family responsibilities, and unexpected challenges, it's easy to feel like happiness is out of reach. But what if I told you that happiness isn't about having a perfect life or avoiding tough times? It's about embracing the small, powerful habits that can help you find joy and contentment, even when life feels overwhelming. These habits don't require a lot of time or money. They just require a shift in perspective and a little daily effort. In today's video, we're going to explore practical, science-backed strategies that can help you feel happier every day. From gratitude and connection to mindfulness and movement, these tools will empower you to take control of your happiness, no matter what life throws your way. Ready to transform your outlook and your life? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Understanding Happiness. Let's start by clearing up a common misunderstanding about happiness. A lot of people think being happy means you have to be cheerful all the time, or that you should never feel sad, frustrated, or upset. But that's not true at all. Happiness isn't about forcing a smile or pretending everything is perfect. It's about creating balance in your life and learning to appreciate the little moments of joy, even when things aren't going your way. Think about this. Studies show that happiness is influenced by three main factors. About 50% of it comes from your genetics, meaning some people naturally feel more upbeat than others. It's just how they're wired. Then there's 10% that's based on your circumstances, things like where you live, your job, or your financial situation. Surprisingly, that's not as big of a factor as we might think. The remaining 40% is determined by your mindset and the habits you practice daily. That's the exciting part. It means nearly half of your happiness is completely within your control. By focusing on small, consistent actions and shifting your perspective, you have the power to create a happier life, no matter what challenges you're facing. Chapter 2. Gratitude as a Superpower. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you when someone holds the door open. It's a way of life that has the power to transform how you see the world and experience happiness. When you practice gratitude regularly, you train your mind to focus on what's good in your life, instead of getting stuck on what's missing or what's going wrong. It's a shift in perspective that can bring a profound sense of peace and contentment, no matter the challenges you're facing. Let's break it down. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the hard parts of life. Instead, it's about noticing the things, big and small, that bring value to your day. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds chirping, or the fact that you woke up healthy this morning. These moments might seem small, but when you acknowledge and appreciate them, they start to add up, creating a foundation of positivity that you can lean on. There's plenty of science to back this up too. Researchers have found that people who actively practice gratitude experience better sleep, lower levels of stress, and higher levels of happiness. Gratitude also helps to reduce negative emotions like envy, resentment, and regret, leaving more mental space for joy and optimism. Essentially, it's a tool that rewires your brain, training it to focus on the positive aspects of life and become more resilient during tough times. So, how can you start incorporating gratitude into your daily routine? One of the easiest methods is keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be life-changing. Sometimes the simplest things have the biggest impact. For example, you could jot down, "I'm grateful for the delicious coffee I had this morning," or "I'm thankful for the cozy blanket that kept me warm last night." Over time, this habit trains your mind to naturally look for the good in your day. If journaling isn't your style, try expressing gratitude in other ways. Take a moment to thank someone in your life, whether it's a friend, a family member, or even a coworker. A heartfelt thank you can not only boost your mood, but also strengthen your relationships. Alternatively, spend a few quiet minutes reflecting on what you're grateful for before going to bed or when you wake up in the morning. Gratitude is contagious. When you start to focus on the positives, you'll notice how it influences the people around you, creating a ripple effect of kindness and appreciation. Remember, practicing gratitude doesn't mean life will suddenly become perfect. It means you'll be better equipped to handle challenges and savor the moments that make life truly special. Over time, this mindset will help you build a happier, more fulfilling life, one thankful moment at a time. Chapter 3. The Power of Connection. Human beings are wired for connection. It's in our DNA. From the moment we're born, relationships play a crucial role in shaping who we are and how happy we feel. Whether it's with family, friends, or even a pet, meaningful connections give us a sense of belonging and purpose. But in today's fast-paced digital world, it's easy to feel isolated, even when we're constantly connected online. That's why it's more important than ever to nurture real, face-to-face relationships and build a support system that uplifts you. Think about the last time you had a deep conversation with a close friend or shared a laugh with someone you care about. Chances are, those moments left you feeling lighter, more understood, and genuinely happy. That's because when we connect with others, our brains release oxytocin, often called the love hormone. This chemical boosts feelings of trust, bonding, and overall well-being. In fact, studies show that people with strong social connections tend to be happier, healthier, and even live longer than those who feel isolated. Building and maintaining these connections doesn't have to be complicated. Start by reaching out to people who matter to you. A simple text, phone call, or coffee date can go a long way in strengthening relationships. And don't underestimate the power of small gestures. Sending a thoughtful message, remembering someone's birthday, or simply listening without judgment can deepen bonds and create lasting happiness. If you're feeling lonely or disconnected, there are ways to rebuild your social circle. Join a club or group that aligns with your interests, whether it's a book club, a fitness class, or a volunteer organization. These environments naturally encourage interaction and help you meet people who share your passions. Pets can also provide an incredible source of companionship. A wagging tail or a purring cat can bring joy and comfort, reminding us that connection isn't limited to humans. Remember that connection starts with yourself. Taking care of your mental and emotional well-being makes it easier to build positive relationships with others. Practice self-compassion, be honest about your needs, and don't be afraid to seek help when you need it. Happiness isn't a solo journey. It's something we create and share together. By investing in the relationships that matter, you're not just building a support system, you're cultivating a key ingredient for lasting happiness. Chapter 4. Celebrate small wins. In the pursuit of happiness, we often fixate on achieving big milestones, landing a dream job, buying a house, or reaching a major life goal. While these moments are certainly rewarding, they don't happen every day. What if, instead of waiting for those occasional victories, You could find joy in the small wins that happen all the time. Learning to celebrate these smaller moments is a powerful way to feel happy daily and stay motivated, even when life feels overwhelming. Small wins are the everyday accomplishments that might seem insignificant at first glance, but carry a lot of meaning when you stop to recognize them. Did you finally finish that pile of laundry you've been putting off? That's a win. Did you check off an item from your to-do list or manage to squeeze in a quick workout? Another win. Even something as simple as waking up on time, cooking a healthy meal, or making someone smile counts. These moments might not make headlines, but they're building blocks for a fulfilling life. The science behind celebrating small wins is fascinating. Each time you acknowledge an achievement, no matter how minor, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical. This dopamine boost creates a sense of pleasure and reinforces positive behavior, making you more likely to keep going. Over time, celebrating small wins helps you develop a mindset of progress and gratitude, shifting your focus from what you haven't done to what you've accomplished. So, how do you make this practice part of your daily life? Start by keeping a journal or a simple list where you can jot down your small wins each day. This doesn't need to be fancy. A quick note in your phone or a sticky note on your desk works just as well. At the end of the day, review your list and take a moment to feel proud of what you've done. You'll be amazed at how these little acknowledgements add up to a bigger sense of achievement. Another great way to celebrate small wins is by rewarding yourself. Rewards don't have to be elaborate or expensive. A cup of your favorite coffee, a relaxing walk, or a few minutes of your favorite hobby can do the trick. The key is to create a positive association between effort and reward, which motivates you to keep striving. Remember, life isn't just about reaching the summit. It's about enjoying the climb. By shifting your focus to the small wins, you're training your mind to appreciate the journey rather than waiting for the destination. This doesn't mean you should stop setting big goals, those are still important, but recognizing and celebrating the little things along the way gives you the energy and optimism to keep going. In tough times, small wins can also serve as anchors. When life feels chaotic or uncertain, finding joy in small victories can remind you that progress is still happening. Maybe you managed to get out of bed on a rough day, or stayed calm during a stressful situation. These moments might seem trivial, but they're evidence of your resilience and strength. Celebrating small wins is about embracing the idea that every step forward, no matter how small, is worth acknowledging. It's a reminder that happiness isn't something you'll find someday. It's something you can cultivate every day, one small victory at a time. Chapter 5. Movement and Mindfulness. Happiness isn't just a mental state, it's deeply connected to how we treat our bodies and minds. Movement and mindfulness are two powerful tools that can help you stay grounded, reduce stress, and feel more positive, even during life's toughest moments. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you can create a sustainable foundation for happiness. Let's start with movement. Our bodies are designed to move, and when we stay active, we not only keep ourselves physically healthy, but also boost our emotional well-being. Exercise releases endorphins, often called feel-good hormones, which can instantly lift your mood and help you combat stress. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you need to spend hours at the gym or train for a marathon. Even small amounts of physical activity like a 15-minute walk, a quick yoga session, or dancing to your favorite song can make a big difference. The beauty of movement is that it's adaptable to your lifestyle and preferences. Not a fan of traditional workouts? That's okay. Find activities you enjoy. Maybe it's gardening, hiking, swimming, or even playing a sport with friends. The goal is to get your body moving in a way that feels fun and natural to you. Consistency is more important than intensity. Regular movement, even in small doses, can have a cumulative positive impact on your mood and energy levels. Now let's talk about mindfulness. In a world filled with constant distractions, it's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Mindfulness helps bring you back to the present moment, where happiness actually resides. It's the practice of being fully aware of what you're doing, feeling and experiencing right now, without judgment. Mindfulness can take many forms, from meditation and deep breathing to simply paying attention to your surroundings. You don't need a special app or a quiet room to practice mindfulness. It can be as simple as focusing on the sensation of your feet hitting the ground as you walk, or savoring the taste of your morning coffee without distractions. These small moments of awareness help calm your mind and create space for positivity to grow. One of the most effective mindfulness techniques is deep breathing. When you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, take a few minutes to pause and breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale through your mouth for 4 counts. This simple exercise activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps reduce stress and brings a sense of calm. Combining movement with mindfulness can amplify the benefits of both practices. For example, try mindful walking. Pay attention to the rhythm of your steps, the sound of birds, or the feeling of the breeze on your skin. Yoga is another great way to blend movement and mindfulness, as it encourages you to focus on your breath and body while stretching and strengthening your muscles. If you're new to mindfulness, start small. Set aside just 5 minutes a day to practice. Over time, you can gradually increase the duration as it becomes a natural part of your routine. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Mindfulness is a lifelong skill that gets easier with practice. Movement and mindfulness are especially powerful during challenging times. When life feels overwhelming, physical activity can help release pent-up tension, while mindfulness allows you to process emotions without being consumed by them. Together, they create a sense of balance and resilience, helping you face difficulties with clarity and strength. Remember, happiness isn't about avoiding stress or hardship. It's about finding ways to navigate them with grace. By embracing movement and mindfulness, you're giving yourself the tools to stay present, energized, and optimistic, no matter what life throws your way. Chapter 6. Shifting your perspective. Life is full of ups and downs, and while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. This is where the power of perspective comes in. Shifting your perspective isn't about denying the challenges or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about choosing to see the bigger picture and finding meaning, even in difficult situations. When things go wrong, our natural tendency is to ask, "Why is this happening to me?" It's a valid question, but staying stuck in it can lead to feelings of frustration, anger, or hopelessness. Instead, try asking a different question. What can I learn from this? Or, how can I grow through this experience? These questions don't erase the pain or difficulty, but they help you shift from a victim mindset to one of empowerment. For example, imagine you didn't get the promotion you were hoping for. At first, it's easy to feel defeated or question your worth. But by shifting your perspective, you might realize this is an opportunity to develop new skills, explore other career paths, or focus on aspects of your job that you enjoy. It's not about ignoring the disappointment. It's about reframing it in a way that helps you move forward. Perspective shifts are deeply rooted in gratitude and self-awareness. One helpful practice is to keep a journal where you write about challenges you're facing and reflect on what they might be teaching you. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns of growth and resilience in your responses to adversity. Another technique is to practice mindfulness when confronting problems. Instead of immediately reacting, pause and take a step back. Imagine you're an observer watching the situation unfold. What advice would you give to a friend in your shoes? This shift in viewpoint often reveals solutions or insights that weren't clear before. It's also important to remember that most challenges are temporary. When you're in the middle of a tough situation, it can feel like it will last forever, but that's rarely the case. Remind yourself of the phrase, "This too shall pass." Think about other difficult times in your life, moments that seemed insurmountable at the time, but eventually resolved or became less intense. Knowing that the storm will eventually pass can help you navigate it with patience and grace. Perspective shifts are not just for big life events, they're just as powerful for everyday annoyances. Let's say you're stuck in traffic. Instead of focusing on the delay and feeling irritated, consider it an opportunity to listen to a favorite podcast, reflect on your day, or practice deep breathing. It's a small adjustment, but it can make a big difference in how you experience the situation. One of the most profound shifts in perspective is embracing the idea that challenges are a natural part of life. They don't mean you're failing or doing something wrong. They're simply part of the human experience. In fact, some of the happiest and most successful people in the world attribute their growth and success to the lessons they learned during tough times. Every challenge carries the potential for growth, and every obstacle is an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. Their perspectives can offer valuable insights and remind you that you're not alone. Sometimes, hearing how someone else overcame a similar challenge can provide the clarity and motivation you need to tackle your own. Shifting your perspective is about taking ownership of your happiness. Life will always have its difficulties, but by choosing to view them as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, you can create a mindset that fosters resilience, optimism, and lasting happiness. Chapter 7. Cultivating Purpose and Meaning. Happiness is more than just fleeting moments of joy. It's about finding a deeper sense of fulfillment that carries you through life's ups and downs. That fulfillment often stems from purpose and meaning. Purpose gives your life direction, while meaning helps you make sense of your experiences and connect them to what truly matters. Together, they create a foundation for happiness that can withstand even the most challenging circumstances. Purpose isn't something reserved for extraordinary people or monumental achievements. It can be found in the simplest of things: caring for loved ones, helping a friend in need, creating something that brings you joy, or contributing to your community in a small but meaningful way. Purpose is deeply personal. It's not about meeting someone else's expectations or conforming to societal ideals. It's about what resonates with you, what makes you feel alive, and what gives your life a sense of direction. Finding your purpose starts with reflection. Take time to think about the moments when you feel most fulfilled. Perhaps it's when you're helping others, creating art, solving problems, or spending time with family. Reflect on the activities that make you lose track of time because you're so immersed in them. Consider the causes or issues that spark a fire within you. Those are often clues to where your purpose lies. Once you have a sense of what gives your life meaning, the next step is to incorporate it into your daily actions. This doesn't mean you need to overhaul your life overnight. Even small, intentional steps can have a profound impact. For example, if your purpose involves helping others, you might start by volunteering a few hours a week or simply reaching out to someone who needs support. If you find meaning in creativity, set aside time to paint, write, or pursue a hobby that lights you up. Living with purpose doesn't require grand gestures or perfect circumstances. It's about making choices that align with your values and priorities, even in the face of obstacles. For instance, if your job feels unfulfilling, you might find purpose in how you approach your work, perhaps by mentoring a colleague, improving processes, or finding ways to make a difference in your workplace. Purpose isn't about what you do, it's about why you do it. In difficult times, purpose becomes a source of strength. When challenges arise, having a clear sense of what matters most helps you stay focused and resilient. It reminds you that life's hardships don't define you. They're simply part of your journey. Instead of being overwhelmed by setbacks, you can view them as opportunities to learn, grow, and deepen your connection to what truly matters. Cultivating purpose and meaning is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. As you grow and evolve, your sense of purpose may shift. That's okay. What's important is to stay open to new experiences and insights that can guide you toward greater fulfillment. Purpose is less about finding a destination and more about embracing the journey with curiosity and intention. Living a life of purpose and meaning isn't about chasing happiness. It's about creating a life that feels rich, authentic, and deeply satisfying. When you align your actions with your values and focus on what truly matters, happiness becomes a natural byproduct. In every choice you make, big or small, there's an opportunity to connect with your purpose and bring more meaning into your life. Chapter 8. Embracing self-compassion. Happiness often feels out of reach when we're our own harshest critic. It's easy to spiral into negativity when we focus on our perceived shortcomings or compare ourselves to others. However, one of the most powerful yet underestimated ways to cultivate happiness is through self-compassion. Learning to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a close friend can transform how you navigate challenges and, ultimately, how happy you feel. Self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook or ignoring areas where you can grow. Instead, it's about acknowledging your struggles and imperfections without judgment. It's recognizing that being human means making mistakes, experiencing failure, and facing difficulties. It's a shared experience, not something that isolates you. By embracing this mindset, you can approach yourself with gentleness rather than harsh criticism. The first step to practicing self-compassion is self-awareness. When you're feeling down, take a moment to notice how you're talking to yourself. Are you being supportive, or are you berating yourself for not being good enough? Imagine what you would say to a dear friend in a similar situation. Chances are you'd offer encouragement and reassurance, not criticism. Now try to direct those same compassionate words toward yourself. Another important element of self-compassion is recognizing that no one has it all figured out. It's easy to look at others and assume they're thriving while you're struggling, but everyone faces challenges. Social media often amplifies this illusion by showing only the highlights of people's lives. When you're hard on yourself, remind yourself that you're not alone. Your struggles are part of the human experience, not a sign of personal failure. Self-compassion also involves taking care of your emotional and physical needs. When you're going through a tough time, prioritize rest, nourishment, and activities that bring you comfort. This could mean taking a break from work to recharge, spending time in nature, or indulging in a favorite hobby. It's not selfish to prioritize your well-being. It's essential for maintaining your happiness and resilience. One of the most powerful self-compassion practices is learning to forgive yourself. Holding on to guilt or regret can weigh heavily on your happiness. If you've made a mistake, acknowledge it, learn from it, and then let it go. Remember that growth comes from imperfections, not despite them. Every misstep is an opportunity to learn and evolve, And forgiving yourself is an act of self-love that allows you to move forward with grace. Mindfulness can also play a significant role in cultivating self-compassion. When negative thoughts arise, mindfulness helps you observe them without being consumed by them. Instead of spiraling into self-criticism, you can take a step back and see your thoughts for what they are, temporary and not reflective of your worth. Try practicing a simple mindfulness exercise. When you notice a self-critical thought, pause, take a deep breath, and reframe the thought with kindness. For example, replace "I can't believe I messed up again" with "I'm learning and it's okay to make mistakes." Self-compassion is especially important during difficult times. When life feels overwhelming, being kind to yourself can create a sense of stability and hope. Instead of pushing through stress or ignoring your feelings, allow yourself the space to process and heal. Acknowledge that it's okay to feel vulnerable and seek support when needed. The act of being kind to yourself during tough moments not only helps you endure them, but also builds your inner strength for the future. Over time, self-compassion becomes a habit, reshaping how you see yourself and the world. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, from self-criticism to self-acceptance. And as you become kinder to yourself, you may find it easier to extend that kindness to others, deepening your connections and creating a ripple effect of positivity. Embracing self-compassion doesn't mean you'll never feel unhappy or struggle with doubt. It means you'll have the tools to handle those moments with greater ease and resilience. By treating yourself with care and understanding, you're not only nurturing your happiness, but also laying the groundwork for a more fulfilling and joyful life. Chapter 9. The Art of Letting Go. One of the greatest obstacles to happiness is holding on to things that no longer serve us. Grudges, regrets, fears, and even outdated goals. The act of letting go can feel daunting, but it's one of the most liberating and transformative steps you can take toward lasting happiness. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or forgetting. It means releasing the emotional weight tied to something so you can move forward with freedom and peace. We all carry emotional baggage, often without realizing it. Sometimes it's a past mistake we can't forgive ourselves for, or a relationship that left us hurt and bitter. Other times, it's the fear of failure, rejection, or change that keeps us stuck in a cycle of worry and inaction. While it's natural to hold on to these feelings, doing so can prevent you from fully experiencing the present and finding joy in the here and now. Letting go starts with awareness. Take some time to reflect on what's weighing you down. Is it an unresolved conflict, a lingering regret, or an unrealistic expectation you've placed on yourself? Naming the source of your emotional burden is the first step toward releasing it. Often, we avoid this process because facing our pain or fear feels uncomfortable, but avoiding it only keeps us tethered to it. By acknowledging what you're holding on to, you take the first step toward freedom. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful ways to let go. This doesn't mean condoning hurtful actions or pretending they didn't happen. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the grip of anger and resentment, which can eat away at your happiness. When you forgive, you're not letting the other person off the hook. You're letting yourself off the hook. You're choosing peace over bitterness. If forgiveness feels difficult, remind yourself that it's a process, not a single act. Start small, and over time, you may find the burden lifting. Another crucial aspect of letting go is releasing regret. We all have moments we wish we could redo, words we shouldn't have said, decisions we wish we'd made differently. But dwelling on the past doesn't change it. It only robs you of the present. Instead of ruminating on what went wrong, focus on what you can learn from the experience. What did it teach you about yourself? How can you use that knowledge to grow? By reframing regret as a lesson rather than a mistake, you can transform it into a source of empowerment. Letting go also applies to fear. Fear of failure, fear of change, or fear of the unknown can paralyze us, keeping us from pursuing our dreams or stepping out of our comfort zones. To overcome this, start by challenging the stories you tell yourself about your fears. For example, if you're afraid of starting something new because you might fail, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen, and what's the best that could happen? Often you'll find that the potential for growth and joy far outweighs the risk. Practicing mindfulness can be a valuable tool in the process of letting go. When you find yourself clinging to negative emotions or thoughts, pause and take a deep breath. Focus on the present moment, reminding yourself that the past is gone and the future hasn't arrived yet. Mindfulness helps you break the cycle of attachment to things you can't control, allowing you to redirect your energy toward what you can influence. Letting go isn't just about emotions. It can also mean decluttering your physical and mental space. Are there possessions, habits, or routines that no longer serve you? Simplifying your environment can create a sense of clarity and ease, making room for new opportunities and experiences. Similarly, letting go of perfectionism and unrealistic expectations can help you embrace life as it is, with all its imperfections. The journey of letting go isn't linear. There will be days when it feels easy and days when it feels impossible. Be patient with yourself and recognize that letting go is an act of self-care and courage. Each time you release something that's been holding you back, you create space for new growth, happiness, and opportunities. Letting go is about choosing freedom over attachment. It's about allowing yourself to move forward without the weight of the past dragging you down. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for what truly matters: peace, joy, and the ability to live fully in the present. Letting go is not about loss. It's about gaining the life you deserve. Chapter 10. Building a sustainable happiness routine. Happiness is not a one-time achievement or a fleeting emotion. It's a state of being that can be cultivated and nurtured through consistent habits and intentional actions. While life circumstances may change, the key to sustaining happiness lies in creating a daily routine that supports your well-being and aligns with your values. Building a sustainable happiness routine means integrating practices into your life that nurture your mind, body, and spirit, ensuring that happiness becomes a natural and enduring part of your life. A happiness routine begins with awareness. Take a moment to reflect on your daily habits and how they impact your mood and energy. Are your current routines bringing you closer to happiness, or are they draining your joy? Many of us get caught in patterns of rushing, overcommitting, or neglecting self-care, leaving little room for the things that truly make us happy. By becoming aware of these patterns, you can begin to make conscious choices about how to spend your time and energy. One of the most effective ways to cultivate happiness is to start your day with intention. Instead of diving straight into your to-do list or scrolling through your phone, dedicate the first few minutes of your morning to practices that set a positive tone. This might include expressing gratitude, meditating, journaling, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea while reflecting on what you're looking forward to that day. These small but powerful rituals help anchor your mind in positivity and create a sense of calm before the busyness of the day begins. Movement is another essential part of a happiness routine. Physical activity not only benefits your body, but also boosts your mood by releasing endorphins, reducing stress, and increasing energy levels. You don't need to commit to an intense workout. Gentle stretching, a walk around your neighborhood, or a quick dance session in your living room can be just as effective. The key is to find an activity you enjoy and make it a regular part of your day. Incorporating moments of connection is equally important. Human beings are social creatures, and meaningful relationships are a cornerstone of happiness. Make it a habit to reach out to loved ones, whether it's through a phone call, a heartfelt text, or spending quality time together in person. Even brief interactions like smiling at a stranger or chatting with a coworker can uplift your mood and strengthen your sense of community. Mindfulness is another practice that can transform your routine. By focusing on the present moment, you can reduce stress and cultivate a deeper sense of appreciation for life's simple pleasures. Throughout your day, take time to pause and tune into your senses. Notice the warmth of the sun on your skin, the aroma of your meal, or the sound of birds outside your window. These moments of mindfulness bring you back to the here and now, where happiness resides. Purposeful breaks are also vital for maintaining happiness. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to feel pressured to be constantly productive, but rest and relaxation are essential for your well-being. Schedule regular breaks in your day to recharge, whether that means taking a short walk, practicing deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence. These moments of rest help prevent burnout and allow you to return to your tasks with renewed focus and energy. Cultivating happiness also involves feeding your mind with positivity. Surround yourself with uplifting influences, whether it's reading inspiring books, listening to motivational podcasts, or engaging in creative activities that bring you joy. Be mindful of the media you consume, as it can significantly impact your mood and mindset. Choose content that empowers and uplifts you rather than leaving you feeling drained or discouraged. At the end of the day, take time to reflect on what went well and what brought you joy. This practice of gratitude and reflection helps you recognize the positive moments in your life and reinforces a mindset of appreciation. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, or highlight small wins that made your day meaningful. This simple habit trains your brain to focus on the good and carries a sense of happiness into the next day. Creating a sustainable happiness routine isn't about perfection or doing everything at once. It's about making small, intentional changes that add up over time. Start by choosing 1 or 2 practices that resonate with you and gradually build on them as they become habits. Remember that happiness is not a destination, but a journey, and your routine is a roadmap that guides you along the way. Life will inevitably have its challenges, but with a sustainable happiness routine, you'll have the tools to navigate them with resilience and grace. By prioritizing practices that nurture your well-being and align with your values, you can create a life that feels joyful, meaningful, and authentically yours. Happiness isn't something you wait for, it's something you build, one day at a time. Chapter 11. The Role of Resilience in Happiness. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. No matter how carefully you plan or how optimistic your outlook, obstacles will arise. But what separates those who crumble under pressure from those who find their way back to happiness is resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, adapt to change, and continue moving forward with a sense of purpose and optimism. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but rather about learning how to navigate them with strength and grace. Resilience begins with mindset. The way you perceive challenges plays a significant role in how you respond to them. When faced with a setback, it's natural to feel frustration, sadness, or even fear. These emotions are valid and deserve acknowledgement. However, resilience requires a shift in perspective, from viewing challenges as insurmountable problems to seeing them as opportunities for growth. This doesn't mean minimizing the difficulty of the situation, but rather recognizing that hardships often carry valuable lessons and chances for personal development. One of the most effective ways to build resilience is by fostering self-belief. When you trust in your ability to overcome challenges, you're more likely to take proactive steps towards solutions. Think back to a time when you faced a difficult situation and came out stronger on the other side. Reminding yourself of past successes can reinforce the belief that you have the strength and resourcefulness to handle whatever comes your way. Another key component of resilience is flexibility. Life rarely goes according to plan, and clinging to rigid expectations can lead to disappointment and frustration. Resilient individuals embrace change and adjust their approach when necessary. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals. It means being open to alternative paths and solutions. Flexibility allows you to adapt to new circumstances without losing sight of what's important. A strong support system is also crucial for resilience. While inner strength is essential, no one thrives alone. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you, friends, family, mentors, or even support groups. Sharing your struggles and seeking guidance can provide fresh perspectives and emotional relief. Knowing that you're not alone in your journey can make challenges feel less daunting. Resilience is deeply tied to self-care. When you're physically and emotionally depleted, it's harder to cope with difficulties. Prioritize activities that replenish your energy and nourish your spirit, whether it's exercise, meditation, hobbies, or simply getting enough rest. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's a foundational aspect of resilience. A well-rested and healthy mind is better equipped to handle stress and find solutions. Another powerful tool for building resilience is mindfulness. When you're faced with adversity, it's easy to become overwhelmed by worries about the future or regrets about the past. Mindfulness helps anchor you in the present moment, allowing you to focus on what you can control. For example, if you're dealing with a challenging work situation, mindfulness can help you break the problem into smaller, manageable steps, rather than being consumed by the overall stress. Resilient people also cultivate a sense of gratitude, even during tough times. Gratitude doesn't erase difficulties, but it shifts your focus toward the positive aspects of your life. When you actively look for things to be thankful for, a supportive friend, a moment of laughter, or even a lesson learned from a challenge, you're training your brain to see the silver linings. This doesn't mean ignoring pain, but rather balancing it with appreciation for the good that still exists. Resilience involves a commitment to keep going, even when it feels hard. This doesn't mean pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion or ignoring your emotions. It means acknowledging your struggles, seeking support when needed, and taking small steps forward. Progress might be slow and setbacks may occur, but resilience is about persistence, not perfection. Building resilience strengthens your emotional foundation and enhances your overall happiness. It equips you to face life's uncertainties with courage and optimism. Instead of being derailed by challenges, you learn to navigate them with confidence, emerging stronger and more self-aware. Resilience is not just a trait you're born with, it's a skill you can develop. By embracing it, you create a life that's not only happier, but also more balanced, meaningful, and fulfilling. Chapter 12. The Power of Giving and Kindness. Happiness has a remarkable way of multiplying when it's shared. One of the most profound ways to cultivate lasting joy is through acts of giving and kindness. When we give to others, whether it's our time, resources, or support, we create connections that enrich both our lives and theirs. Kindness is a simple yet transformative act that not only brings happiness to those we help, but also strengthens our own sense of purpose and fulfillment. At its core, giving is about contributing to something beyond ourselves. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day pursuit of personal goals and comforts, But true happiness often comes from knowing that we've made a positive impact on someone else's life. This doesn't mean you have to make grand gestures or donate large sums of money. Giving can take many forms, from volunteering in your community to offering a listening ear to someone in need or sharing a skill that can benefit others. The science behind giving and happiness is compelling. Research shows that when we engage in acts of kindness, our brains release feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, creating a natural high often referred to as the helper's glow. These acts also activate the parts of the brain associated with connection and reward, reinforcing a sense of social belonging and purpose. In fact, studies suggest that people who regularly engage in giving or volunteer work report higher levels of life satisfaction and lower levels of stress and depression. Kindness doesn't have to be planned or elaborate. Some of the most meaningful acts are spontaneous and personal. It could be as simple as helping a stranger carry their groceries, writing a heartfelt note to a friend, or paying for someone's coffee. These small gestures have a ripple effect. When someone experiences kindness, they're more likely to pay it forward, creating a chain reaction of positivity that spreads far beyond the initial act. Giving also fosters gratitude. When you help others, you often gain a deeper appreciation for what you have. It's not about comparing yourself to others, but about recognizing the abundance in your own life. This shift in perspective can help you feel more content and grounded, even during challenging times. For example, volunteering at a shelter or supporting a cause you care about can remind you of the power of community and the importance of supporting one another. An important aspect of giving is that it's not just about material resources, it's about connection. In today's fast-paced, often individualistic world, acts of kindness remind us of our shared humanity. They bridge gaps between people, foster empathy, and create bonds that enrich our lives. Whether it's offering encouragement to a colleague, mentoring someone who's just starting out, or simply being present for a loved one, these moments of connection can have a lasting impact. While giving is deeply rewarding, it's important to approach it with authenticity and balance. True generosity comes from a place of genuine care and compassion, not obligation or expectation. When you give, focus on the act itself rather than anticipating a specific outcome or recognition. This mindset allows you to experience the full joy of giving without becoming attached to external validation. At the same time, remember that kindness toward yourself is just as important as kindness toward others. Giving too much without replenishing your own energy can lead to burnout and resentment. It's okay to set boundaries and ensure that your acts of giving are sustainable and aligned with your values. Self-compassion and self-care are essential for maintaining the emotional capacity to give generously and joyfully. The power of giving and kindness lies in its ability to create a sense of purpose, connection, and shared happiness. When you make a conscious effort to brighten someone else's day, you not only contribute to their well-being, but also strengthen your own. The beauty of kindness is that it transcends barriers. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live, or how much you have to give. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the potential to make a difference. In a world that can sometimes feel divided or overwhelming, kindness is a powerful reminder of our shared humanity. It brings us back to what truly matters: connection, empathy, and the joy of helping one another. By making kindness a regular part of your life, you create a ripple effect that spreads happiness far and wide, enriching your own journey and the lives of those around you. Chapter 13. Finding Joy in Simplicity. In a world filled with constant noise, demands, and distractions, the pursuit of happiness often feels tied to achieving more. more possessions, more success, more recognition. However, true and lasting joy often lies not in accumulation, but in simplicity. By focusing on what truly matters and decluttering your life, both physically and mentally, you can create space for a deeper sense of contentment and peace. Simplicity begins with decluttering your environment. Take a look around your home or workspace. Are there items you no longer use, clothes you never wear, or objects that simply take up space? These things, though seemingly harmless, can weigh you down by creating a sense of chaos or overwhelm. Start by sorting through one area at a time. Donate, recycle, or discard items that no longer serve a purpose in your life. By creating a cleaner, more intentional space, you also clear your mind and make room for the things that truly bring you joy. Simplicity is not just about physical possessions. It's also about decluttering your mental and emotional space. Many of us carry unnecessary stress, expectations, and worries that complicate our lives and hinder our happiness. Simplifying your mindset involves letting go of perfectionism, reducing self-imposed pressure, and prioritizing what truly aligns with your values. Ask yourself, are you chasing goals because they fulfill you, or because you feel you should be pursuing them? Simplifying your priorities allows you to focus your energy on what genuinely matters. Simplicity also extends to how we spend our time. In a culture that glorifies busyness, it's easy to feel that we must fill every moment with productivity. But constantly rushing from one task to another can leave you exhausted and disconnected from the present moment. Instead, try to slow down and savor your experiences. Enjoy a meal without distractions, take a walk without checking your phone, or simply sit quietly and reflect on your day. These small acts of mindfulness bring you back to the present, where joy naturally resides. Another aspect of finding joy in simplicity is embracing minimalism in your commitments. Many of us say yes to too many obligations, stretching ourselves thin and leaving little room for what truly matters. Simplify your schedule by learning to say no to things that don't align with your priorities. This doesn't mean withdrawing from the world. It means making intentional choices about where you invest your time and energy. By doing less, you create the opportunity to do more of what brings you happiness and fulfillment. Nature is one of the greatest teachers of simplicity. Spending time outdoors, surrounded by the beauty of the natural world, can remind you of life's inherent joys. Watching a sunset, feeling the breeze on your face, or listening to birdsong doesn't require effort or expense. It's pure, uncomplicated happiness. Make it a habit to connect with nature regularly, whether it's through hiking, gardening, or simply sitting under a tree. These moments of connection with the earth ground you and help you appreciate the richness of life's simplest pleasures. Simplicity also teaches us to find joy in the ordinary. Happiness isn't always about extraordinary experiences or grand gestures. It's often found in everyday moments: a cup of coffee in the morning, a kind word from a friend, or the satisfaction of completing a task. By shifting your focus to these small, meaningful moments, you can cultivate gratitude and contentment in your daily life. An important part of embracing simplicity is learning to let go of comparison. In today's digital age, it's easy to get caught up in what others are doing, achieving, or possessing. But comparing your life to someone else's often leads to feelings of inadequacy and discontent. Instead, focus on your own journey and celebrate your unique path. Simplicity reminds us that happiness isn't about keeping up with others. It's about being true to ourselves. Simplicity invites you to cultivate meaningful relationships. In a busy world, it's easy to let connections with loved ones take a back seat to work or obligations. Simplifying your life allows you to prioritize these relationships, creating space for quality time, deep conversations, and shared experiences. These connections are often the greatest sources of joy and fulfillment. Finding joy in simplicity is not about depriving yourself or living with less than you need. It's about living with intention. By focusing on what truly matters, you can create a life that feels rich, authentic, and aligned with your values. In the end, simplicity isn't just a strategy for happiness. It's a way of life that allows you to experience the beauty, peace, and joy that's already within your reach. Chapter 14. The Role of Hope in Happiness. Hope is the spark that keeps us moving forward, even in the face of uncertainty or hardship. It's the belief that tomorrow holds the potential for something better, and it fuels our resilience, creativity, and sense of purpose. Without hope, happiness can feel out of reach. But when hope is present, it becomes a guiding light that helps us navigate life's challenges and uncover joy, even in the darkest times. At its core, hope is about possibility. It's not about denying the difficulties or pretending that life is always easy. Instead, it's about embracing the idea that setbacks are temporary and that solutions, growth, and brighter days are always within reach. Hope gives us the strength to take risks, try new things, and persist in the face of adversity. It acts as a bridge between where we are now and where we want to be. Cultivating hope begins with perspective. When you're going through a tough time, it's easy to focus solely on the obstacles and lose sight of the bigger picture. Hope encourages you to step back and look at the situation through a wider lens. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How might this challenge lead to unexpected opportunities or growth? Shifting your focus from what's going wrong to what's still possible helps you hold on to hope, even when things feel uncertain. One of the most effective ways to nurture hope is to set goals, big or small, that give you a sense of purpose and direction. Goals provide a roadmap for your future, breaking down overwhelming challenges into manageable steps. When you work towards something meaningful, you create momentum and a sense of progress, which reinforces hope. Even taking one small step toward a goal can remind you that change and improvement are within your power. Visualization is another powerful tool for fostering hope. Take a moment to imagine a positive outcome for a situation you're facing. Picture what it would feel like to overcome the challenge, achieve your goal, or find peace in a difficult time. Visualization isn't about wishful thinking. It's about training your mind to focus on possibilities and solutions rather than getting stuck in fear or negativity. This mental practice can boost your confidence and motivate you to take action. Hope is also deeply connected to gratitude. When you take time to recognize and appreciate the good things in your life, you strengthen your belief in the potential for more good to come. Gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance, reminding you that even during tough times, there are still reasons to feel optimistic. Keeping a gratitude journal or reflecting on positive moments each day can help you cultivate a hopeful mindset. Another way to build hope is to seek out inspiring stories and role models. Hearing about others who have overcome challenges, achieved their dreams, or made a positive impact can remind you of the strength and resilience within yourself. These stories don't just inspire, they show you what's possible and reignite your own sense of hope. Surrounding yourself with supportive and optimistic people can also have a powerful effect, as their energy and encouragement help reinforce your belief in a brighter future. Hope thrives when you take care of your mental and emotional well-being. Practices like mindfulness and self-care can help you stay grounded and present, making it easier to access hope even in difficult moments. For example, mindfulness teaches you to accept the present moment without judgment, which can reduce anxiety about the future and help you focus on what you can control. Self-care, whether through rest, hobbies or connecting with loved ones, replenishes your energy and strengthens your emotional resilience. It's important